2024 kicks ass so far. We've got Brittany Howard today, What Now, her second solo album. It's incredible. Just cutting it short, you can stop the video there. Listen to this album. I hope by now there's like an understanding that the videos on this channel, I'm trying to be positive. Like, I'm just trying to talk about music that I like. There's not a lot of negativity that I try to bring into these reviews. Everything that I've posted on this channel, I think is music that's worth listening to. This is above and beyond, though. This is my best new music. This is my yellow flannel. Listen to this album is my stamp of this is going to be probably in my top 10 at the end of the year. Brittany Howard absolutely killed it with this record. I've got a review and I'll show some reactions from my stream that I do every Saturday. My stream every Saturday that I do every Saturday there at 12. It's actually a lot of fun. I've been having so much fun streaming. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, let's get into the review. And I hope you guys check this out, and I hope you like it as much as I did. It's so much fun. All right, review time for the review. It is reviewing. Oh, hey, music. And you should like the video. Thanks. Brittany Howard. What now? What now? Alabama Shake singer Brittany Howard is back with her second solo album, What Now? I talked about this more in when I was doing the reaction on stream, but I saw Brittany Howard perform at a music festival in St. Louis about 6-8 months ago, and the performance was so good. It was a stacked festival, too. She was playing alongside like the Sugar Hill Gang, Modern English, the Black Keys, and the Black Crowes, but her performance and her band's performance absolutely stole the show for me and everybody in my group. And I've been like itching to see what she comes out with next ever since. Well, here it is. What now? Is it any good? Fuck yes. It's incredible. It's amazing. Go listen to this album. Honestly, it's so good. Brittany Howard is an old soul at heart. And along with her, frankly, overqualified backing band, she was working to resurrect genres from the 70s and the 80s with a good injection of the lessons that we've learned from the last 40 years of pop and rock music, alongside some more hidden layers of electronic and sort of Boards of Canada or FX Twins style of ambient electronics. The music is modern psychedelia and soul. Think something sort of along the lines of like Childish Gambino's Awaken My Love, or even last year's Lil Yachty's Let's Start Here. But then when you're picturing that, replace the vocalist with an incredibly talented and powerful soul singer. And while you're at that, replace the backing band with just a fully upgraded and talented suite of musicians. The music here is catchy, it's old school cool, and it's performed immaculately on every single track. It all culminates in a downright powerhouse of an album, and Brittany Howard is front and center the entire time, conducting the chaos like a true professional. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alex, is there a conceptual element to the album that acts like a through line, tying all of the songs together into one larger theme? Well, yes, there is. What Now is tied together, kind of ironically, by a spirit of freedom and spiritual ascension, utilizing ambient sounds to create a sort of Zen meditation between songs. Stuff that could be found on like Alice Coltrane's hypnotic songs. The songs are bookended with these free jazz passages. They have experimental bells, chimes, synths, unearthly sounds. That it's all done in such a way that by the halfway mark, you're sort of expecting them at the end of every song, guiding you into the next musical passage. And if there are any doubters thinking that the bells and extracurricular meditations on the albums were coincidental or not indicative of a larger message, the 39-second interlude at the halfway mark of the album is here to spell it out for you. It's filled with those very same free jazz sounds and noises. And then there's a short spoken word passage about how humanity is all floating through casual space on our little planet Earth. It would have been very fitting on a Funkadelic record. It was very maggot brain. Those very same bells and chimes are a perfect signifier for how free the band felt when they were creating this record. There are so many standout tracks on this record, too. I Don't, Patience, Power to Undo, and Opener Earth Sign all have distinct sounds and can trace their lineage to different genres within the funk, soul, R&B pantheon. But either way, no matter what genre they call home, they're all catchy as hell and have so much power behind them in different ways. Right now, though, my favorite track has to be the title track, What Now? Brittany Howard lays it down on this one. Oh my god, her voice, it's so powerful. Her cries of blame it on me sound like they're coming from a woman that has been crying and screaming for 3 days straight. There's so much strain in her vocal cords. And the guitars are perfectly fuzzy and match Brittany's voice until the guitar and the vocals almost meld into one sound towards the end of the song. One singular wail powering up into the sky, into the night air. On this track, when those bells come in, those bells that we've come to expect at the end of every song, this one, it just feels like everything that Brittany and the band have produced fell on deaf ears. Like they screamed their heart out, blame it on me, and in response, all they heard were wind chimes of an empty driveway. This album is a perfect modern exploration of soul, R&B, funk, and even a little disco at times. Anything from between 30 and 50 years ago is good here. Or is allowed in Brittany Howard's halls. And while that may not have been at the top of everyone's wish list when they were putting their dream board of 2024 together, this album will still sink its hooks into you and get you dancing along, even if it's not maybe your favorite genre of music. And please do yourself a favor. And if you have the chance to see them live, do it. That's the review. I got some clips from the reaction from the live stream, and yeah, I hope you guys check this out. It's way up there for me. Blown away by this one. Thanks, guys. I saw Brittany Howard perform in St. Louis like 8 months ago. And she blew me away. She was so talented that I've sort of been waiting for her next record. So I wanted to check this out.
There's a love waiting for me.
Voice is amazing.
The first moment that I see it. The first moment that I see it. Started
So let me give you like my personal experience with Brittany Howard, because I saw her at a music festival in St. Louis, and she was like the most unknown artist to me at the time. Um, I knew that she was part of Alabama Shakes, but I was just sort of like, okay, she's on the bill, it's fine. She was like in between acts like Sugar Hill Gang, um, Modern English, the like I'll stop the world and melt with you, and Black Keys, and so it was like a really impressive set list. Just it was a great festival, and then like Brittany Howard came on, and up until that performance that day, it had been really like rainy and crappy. And I had like I'd taken some like edibles beforehand, and they were like just starting to kick in when she came out. And she was doing a cover of "Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher," and the clouds literally parted above her, and it was just like one of the most amazing concert experience I've ever had. It was such like an incredible combination of everything coming together. And her performance was amazing. It was like the highlight of the entire day. She like played flute for a while, did this incredible flute solo, and so ever since then I've been like, I gotta check it out. Yeah, it was unreal. It was really just one of those performances that I think are gonna like stick with me forever. I was standing in line to get like mac and cheese, and it was like the best mac and cheese that I've ever had. You know, it was one of those trips. Um, and so like I've just been really interested in seeing like what she would come out with. But this is even further than I was expecting. This was like David Bowie-ish with its like art rock and pop elements, and felt almost like Radiohead-esque with the layers of production and depth of those synths and powerful harmonies. All right, so yeah, so far this is bringing me back to that show though, with like just how hyped I am to listen to the rest of this album. It's like it gives me that vibe. That's an ending. I wonder if that transfers into what now? Easy listening soul, R&B, just float away on that. That's like, this is some good ass summer music. Put the top down, take a nice drive on the coastline. That's like that's the audio equivalent of putting your hand out the window and letting it like go up and down. You know, so much talent on display. Everybody involved in this so far has shown the perfect understanding of what the sound of the album should be. The guitarist has this perfect restrained sound, but still enough of a presence, like I was saying, to give it a texture, give it like that little pop of guitar here and there. Yes.
I don't wanna confuse you for fulfillment, but I might as well say sorry. I surrender, let me go. I don't have love to give you more. If I've been up since
I love how dark this song is compared to the first two.
I wonder if I stay because
It's like hard to pick out the most impressive artists in here.
if you want someone to hate, then bring it home.
Yes. Oh God. Dude. That's weird. It's weird that it ended the same way that I Don't did. By the way, I'm like thumbs upping every one of these damn songs. These are incredible. There hasn't been a moment on this album yet that has missed. Like everything has been perfectly composed and put together and produced and mixed, and all the artists are just in perfect sync with what sound they want this album to sound like. That it's like it's so hard to pick out one particular musician that like is rising above the rest. Like it's all under Brittany Howard's name, but the backing musicians are so talented. Like the drumming was incredible. The guitars came in with the perfect amount of crunch. Like just between these first three songs, there isn't like an itch that has gone unscratched. Like they've covered so many like areas of music between like in the pop R&B soul spectrum, that it's been incredible. Sounds like an 80s commercial for a mall.
I've never been good at saying what I mean. Every time I try, it comes. I'll show you how I feel for you. All I wanna do.
Those bells and chimes, and then like I remember it just like sort of brings me back to a zen, you know, like that's right. Oops, there we go. Yeah, no, okay, so the experimental thing, I totally agree. Like it definitely has elements of experimental, and I mean obviously I have a ton of respect for experimental music, but in my mind, one of its main like uses in terms of like modern popular music is sort of as a demonstration and like a fashion show for how these radical ideas can become like they're like a tech demo for other artists to pull in their sounds and ideas. We've got like FX Twin was so experimental and influential with his instrumentation, his rhythms and beats and sounds, like crazy ideas for sounds. And then, you know, artists like Brittany Howard are able to pull those into their music and also still use their pop sensibilities and, you know, mainstream isms to create this like really interesting combination of sounds. And yeah, like the electronic elements in there are so important, and like they elevate and craft this elevated version of like 70s R&B, like a little bit of like disco in there. But then like, oh my God, like the halfway mark of that song where like everything really started like coming up and pushing the sound barrier further, and all these like other elements of electronic just came together so well. It became like a dance party at the end there. It was great.
How long am I supposed to wait before I tell you I love you? I'm too excited to move slower. All I have to
the swag and the smolder of like the Eagles. I'm trying to think of like 80s bands that like have that like just super smooth R&B sound. I'm drawing a blank though. Oh man, I could like envision the music video for that one. Everybody's wearing like 70s rock albums, like you know the ones like those like disco like super sparkly shirts and pants, and like they dance around and everything like glistens and shimmers, and I could see it in that like old school film. Marvin Gaye, yeah, the Motown, perfect, yeah, that's what I was looking for, like that smooth, like ooh, need a little patience, girl, like just like it's got that swagger. uh yeah, it was great. Like another sort of like shade of R&B that really wasn't touched on in the album up to that point. So like it's still like exploring new territories this far into the album. Yeah, I loved how like smooth, and it had like the sort of like quiet nightclub vibe of Samson, but it was more of like, yeah, Motown, had more of that like groove to it. That was sick.
Was holy. You have the power. You have the power because I gave it to you.
Oh my god, dude, come on. That was just a pure Prince, like a love letter to Prince. Everything in there, the guitars, the vocals, the like lyrics, everything just sounded like it was like Prince making a song in 2024. It had the perfect crunch, and then they had like that break in the halfway point where everything went silent, and then they brought those guitars in for like a shredding solo. That was amazing. That was so good. You got the power to undo everything that I want. Fucking catchy as hell. I'm losing my mind over here. This album's driving me